Oh yeah, Blackson in the hizzle. Oh, for shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today. We got the Champions Corner. Waiting for Yanga to get here, and we'll get started. This is his show. Yanga, this your show. So come on. Put my camera on. I'm gonna be munching. Okay, so just waiting on Yanga to get here, and we will get started. Um, what I will do while we wait is I don't want to eat on camera, that's for sure. What we're gonna do? Okay. What's on, Yanga?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up? What's up? Yo, can hear you.
What's good? What's good, man? What's good? Sorry for the delay.
Yeah,
Peace,
yeah,
everybody in the chat.
yeah. Peace to Zero, peace to Zanzi, man. Peace to y'all, brothers in there. Yeah. So, we hear another Tuesday. We hear another day.
Tuesday coming back at you, man. We just have an open discussion, talk about some things going on in the world. Interesting thing I saw today. I actually saw a Republican commercial dissing Trump. Are the Republicans
Rhinos. They're mad because Liz Cheney got voted out and that he's taken over. I can tell you what that is. That's the last effort, desperate effort, because they did the poll ratings on Trump. He got a 78 approval rating if he was to run today.
Mm-hmm.
And so his chances are likely he'll win running again. So yeah, Liz Cheney, she just got voted out. That was a major blow to the rhinos, the ones that the Republicans against Trump. So now they're digging deep. And then now, another thing, Zelensky just admitted.
Run down the rhinos. Hold on.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to slow you down.
Oh,
You know
no.
what I'm saying? You know how we get down. And you may be schooling me. Inform me a little bit. Rhinos, Republicans against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's spelled rat though, doesn't it? Republicans against
I have
Trump.
to look it up. Somebody can look it up, put it in the chat. But
okay. So what's this up? So you mean to tell me there's a faction within the Republican Party that actually disagrees with some of that bullshit?
It started during the primaries of Republicans when President Trump dissed Bush. That's when it started. So long before Trump was even president. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot which Bush it was, but it was the Bush down in Florida, and Trump straight dissed his ass. Let me see if I can pull that up. Maybe pull that up. Trump. This is Bush. Maybe I can pull that up. We got a visitor. We got a visitor. Trevor, what's going on, man? Oh, just in time.
Trevor, what's good, man? Peace.
What's going on?
Man, you guys.
So Yanga wanted to bring up the rhinos.
Camera too, if we hanging out.
So, we get a little bit echo. Yeah, so he didn't know that the faction of the Republican Party started during the primaries, way before Trump was even president. It started when he dissed Bush. That's when it started. That's why the Bushes, the Cheneys, all of them were, they formed a faction against Trump. So and Yanga didn't know that. So I'm here to school Yanga on that. So I'm trying to pull up the video.
You can school me too.
Okay, I will school both of y'all. Yeah. Wait, Trevor, you didn't know about the rhinos, the Republicans against Trump?
So, admittedly, I'm admittedly, I'm not really big into politics.
No problem. No problem.
I just know that Trump wasn't half as bad as people tried to make him seem,
He's not.
and I actually think that he would probably do a better job right now than the current guy that we got in office.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Trump is what they call anti-establishment. So you had, if you look up Liz Cheney is a Republican, but she's against Trump. And you've had the Rhino Republicans and Democrats unite together to go against Trump because he's what you call anti-establishment, you know. And that's where that comes from. So yeah, they're linked with the media. So all this nonsense that you hear from the media is bullshit. I wouldn't trust anything they say in the media as far as you can throw it. He will be acquitted on this whole January 6th thing. That's not going nowhere. That's just a stall tactic.
He's panicking about his little phone, isn't he? What's
phone?
up? Are we going to discover some shit?
Do you think that's going to stop him from running again?
No. He's not only going to run again, he's going to win. His approval rating is at 78% right now. Because people are starting to go back and look. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why that's why their case is so weak. That's why they had to raid Malargo, whatever that place is. They had to raid that and make up some more shit. Like, oh, he got disclassified information. But that's bullshit. Yeah. People falling for the okie doke.
I will tell you this. Be on the lookout in the chat for my partner Wayne. He might want to jump on because I was telling him about the arena.
Okay, good. Well, the link is there, so I'm a pin it. Yeah.
So here's the thing, because as Black people, we just Democrat for some strange reason. So everybody made Trump out to be this evil person. But I will tell you, in 2020, that was like the best year I've ever had. Like, so during his presidency, I mean, outside of the last year with COVID and everything, but throughout his whole presidency, that was the most money I've ever made. I mean, I was able to buy my first house. We were living the life, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not understanding. That's why I don't consider, I'm a registered Democrat, but I don't consider myself tied to any political party anymore, just because the only reason I'm Democrat is because when I was registered and they told me because I was Black, I should be a Democrat, and I never challenged that.
Right.
So I'm just starting to past couple years since I've been getting into the YouTube space, I'm starting to see a lot of things different, that maybe we've been fed a whole bunch of bullshit. So, I'm just open. I'm a sponge now. I'm just ready to soak it all in.
Right. And we're still being fed bullshit.
Right. If one thing that I would like, when you talk about politically, I would like to see Black people do, for those that move politically, if we could just register independent. I think that alone would give us more, I'm not going to say power, but more bargaining influence. Because then I don't think I feel like the Democratic Party takes Black people for granted.
They do.
It's like what you said, Trevor. When a lot of Black people are introduced into politics, that's how they introduced into it. You get in there, you mainly know the main people the family members are talking about, and they say, and if you doubt anywhere else, just vote Democrat. And so that's how we get in there and do. We haven't asked the DNC, we haven't asked the Democratic Party, what is your agenda for Black America? But Black America is too busy trying to be American to want to set a pace or an agenda in this whole thing. But we're not demanding anyone speak to our specific issues and needs. So that independent would at least give us that tilt in a direction.
Wait, I got something to say to that. It comes down to establishment and anti-establishment. When Ice Cube said, "You know what? I'm willing to talk to both sides," the Democrats said, "We'll talk to you after you vote for us." Trump's camp said, "Yeah, let's talk." Not the Republicans. Trump. That's why I separate the two because Trump is anti-establishment. He said, "Let's talk." That's what Trump said. So everything that you're saying, Trump said, "Let's talk." The Democrats said, "We will talk to you after you vote for us."
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's like this. Absolutely, we should talk if we're talking, and we've had black leaders be criticized before, so-called black leaders, how people look at them, criticized before for meeting with white people and talking to white people about a black agenda. It's no surprise it's usually the white now. I mean, we can go all the way back to the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, when they were meeting with white nationalists, white supremacist groups. It usually are these white nationalists type of mentalities that are willing to meet with black people because they find out that we want similar things. To it, we just talk about the way they are achieved and how it looks once achieved. But we want our separation. We want our right to retain our culture and evolve and shit. Same thing. You hear these white males talking about reverse racism and this is why they buy into that. Let's make America great again.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you talk about voting, you don't need no black leaders.
No, that's what I'm saying. But
okay,
this is what I'm saying. When you're talking about voting, if you go independent, they cater to you. But however, black people, when we go into voting or we go into moving into any type of reformism, what is the mindset? This is what we talked about earlier. Is it individual upward mobility? Is it more freedom for me as a person
I'm
to participate in the system, or is it still addressing the very real issues that hinder the millions of black people from participating in the system and upward mobility being a real power? We don't need the pepper effect. We don't need the little sprinkles. We have to address why, because I refuse to believe that when you look statistically and we dominate the prison system, the Latino people right, brothers and sisters or people right behind us, if they haven't surpassed us yet, and these type of institutions, but they still allegedly say we're a minority. I refuse to believe that we're inherently criminal. This is the message that is sending out. So we have to address a system that makes criminality not only an option, but a lot of times, in some instances, damn near the only option. If it ain't nothing down to defrauding on taxes and who's really in your house and all of that type of shit. We have to address really a system that doesn't allow us to move collectively forward. So that's how I'm addressing it. Now, if I look at it individually, I'm going to be looking at it from a whole different perspective. And then candidates and what candidates offer relate to me differently. So to sum it all up, it's saying to me, it's just about what mind state, what ideology, what am I looking for long-term, long run, as
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. So let me share. Go ahead, Trevor. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask a quick question. Have you ever seen a candidate in any walk of politics that had the black agenda as their number one priority?
Oh, him or me?
Anyone of you. Anyone.
I have. I have it. I can actually show it.
Okay.
I'm gonna share screen real quick, y'all. Share screen window. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, can y'all see this screen?
Yeah.
What do y'all see? Okay, what y'all see, like a lady?
Yeah, white woman.
A white woman.
Okay, no problem. Okay, fair usage, YouTube. Fair usage. Let me see if y'all hear the same thing that I hear. Okay.
Would you close down the other way? I would transition from the oil industry, yes. I would transition. It is a big statement because I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes. significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
that. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. Over time. And I've stopped giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. You won't give federal subsidies to the gas, excuse me, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do
All right.
to solar and wind.
We
And
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you
Okay.
remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden, let me give you 10 seconds to respond, and then
Ohio.
I have to get to the final question. Vice President Biden.
He takes everything out of context. But the point is, look, we have to move toward a net zero emissions. The first place to do that by the year 2035 is in energy production, by 2050 totally.
All right. One
Is he
final
gonna get
question
China
to
to do
vote.
it?
No, we're finished with
Is
this.
he
We
going
have
to
to
get
move on
China
to
to
our
do it?
final question. We
No,
have to
I'm
move
going
on
to
to our final
rejoin Paris
question.
Accord and make China abide by what they agreed to.
All right.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thank you.
Okay, so that's why I voted for Trump, and I think that's the interest of black people to not be paying no $8 a gallon of gas. We all can agree on that.
I don't. Maybe we heard two different things.
Maybe
What
so.
did you
Explain
hear?
to me what you heard then.
I'm listening to what you heard.
I heard that Biden was going to take subsidies away from the oil, and now it jacks up the gas prices. They said he's going to hold China accountable to that. He hasn't fucking done that. He's over there trying to sign his dick. I'm sorry, I know you got kids. Trying to goddamn shuck and jive. I apologize for the people who got children.
Yeah,
Shuck and
right.
jive for Saudi Arabia. Shuck and jive for goddamn what's that country down south? Honduras. Shuck and jive for goddamn all these oil-rich countries. He ain't holding nobody to the Paris Accord. That's number one. Number two, Trump was like, "Oh shit, you want to take away subsidies from the oil? That's what's keeping the gas prices down. That affects all black people because I've been asked by black people, "Oh, black son, why you not surprised about the gas price?" Because I already saw it coming. I was paying attention to the debate.
Did he take the
One of y'all-
subsidies?
Huh?
Did he take them?
Biden took the subsidies. Yes, he
Are
did.
the subsidies gone? I don't know.
Yes, they are. That's why the gas prices shot up. That's why they shot up. And that's why Black Son voted for Trump.
So I guess I'll say this.
Okay.
I guess I'll say this. Because as I'm listening to Trump talk, I'm thinking that, during Obama's 8 years, I work in the manufacturing industry.
Mhm.
So, a lot of my jobs, a lot of things I work in steel. So, I mean, that's how I make my money. And
Right.
during the Obama administration, we lost 50% of our jobs.
Right.
So I'll say this: when I ask for a candidate that has the black agenda in mind, it doesn't necessarily mean somebody to just come out and say, "Hey, I'm putting black people first." It means a candidate that's going to look and say, "Hey, a lot of manufacturing jobs are filled by black people. Let me bring these jobs back to America." And that's why I say during Trump's presidency, the company I worked for was the most profitable. It was the most money I've ever made, and it was just a win-win for everybody. So I think he gets a bad rap just because he's such an alpha. You know what I mean? Like he could be, he has his ways, but I think people just don't like. I think people just don't like the way he comes off so cocky and brash.
Well,
I wish.
Right.
Oh no, I wish that's why my friend. I wish that's why my friend Wayne would have been on, man, because he has a real strong talking point where he'll talk about how America's not ready to hear men speak, and that's what it was. America just wasn't ready to hear men, like a real man. They're so used to having these passive men talk and these men that bend and break to everything, any type of adversity. But this guy stood up and said, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do," and that's it. And yeah, so I think it was great for the country.
Right. You spoke on so many things there, Trevor. I want to I don't want to veer off into the whole beta male thing. I must say that for
Why
another
not?
show. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, why not? Okay. Well, you ever heard of Margaret Sanger?
Yeah.
Okay, so Margaret Sanger infiltrated the churches during the civil rights era. Okay. Once that seed was planted, then you popped up your women live and women this and women that. And even in the black community, I've never heard where women, now, no offense to you, Yanga, but you said grandmama ruled this. No, no, not in my
Yeah,
family. The men
yeah, I
ruled
think
in
she
my
ran
family.
shit.
Oh,
I
okay, but I
yeah,
disagree with
yeah,
that. That's a new phenomenon in the black community, and
I
even on
don't.
the
I
internet.
disagree with that.
Okay,
I
well,
disagree with
well,
that.
I just
I
well,
disagree with
okay,
that patriarchal hype, man. I don't. First of all, I don't think we rocked like they rocked. That's the first thing. So to the thing I won't do
mhm,
is I understand white male supremacy, and I understand the patriarchal attack through religion of
mhm.
the great mothers. That's one of the first things. Women have been revered, and we understood what a sin of
Yeah, but
civilization.
somehow it's been co-opted. It's been co-opted by the woman
Commercialism,
rule,
from influence of other
and
cultures, from pimpism. Negroes take it to they take respect and reverence for our women to a level of worship that is religious. When I believe when you start to deify them to that degree, but not understanding the woman's
well,
place
I'm
in our
glad you said that. Right, right, right. Like the most ridiculous thing I ever heard on the internet is black woman is God. That means the black woman can't do no wrong. The black woman won't lie. Y'all take whatever the black woman
it
say
depends
and
what
run
you
with the
call
shit. You
God.
feel
I
what I'm saying,
believe
Trevor?
it
You
depends
feel
what you
what I'm
call
saying?
God, though. It depends
Listen,
what you
well,
call in
Well,
God. Do you
no,
believe the black? Do you
I don't
believe the
know.
black man is God? Do you
I don't
believe the
know.
black man is
no.
God?
I believe every
I
independent.
had a
I believe.
debate.
Go ahead.
I had a debate with my friend Wayne on this same topic. See, my stance is this: that the black woman is the closest thing to God on earth. That's my stance. And me and him just had a big back and
Mm-hmm.
forth on that. But I don't say the black woman is God, because black woman can't be God.
No, I
Black
can't.
woman doesn't is not I'm not omnipotent.
Right.
But I just say
Do you
that the
believe
black
the
woman
black
is the
man is
closest.
God?
No, I don't believe in God.
Absolutely.
Period.
So you believe the black
And
man is
I
God,
wanted
but the
I
black
wanted to
woman
ask
isn't
you.
God?
Oh.
No,
We said
well,
we have
I
a three
think we're
conversation.
I think yeah, I think we're all gods. And I mean, if you want to have
I
that
agree with that.
conversation, we can.
I
I
Right.
agree with
believe
that.
we're because I believe in a most high God. So, and God only means authority, power, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as man and woman on this earth, we all possess godlike nature because we were made in his image. See, I believe that. I know Blackson doesn't believe in that, and we can have that conversation also.
Yeah, but when it's not a problem in law. Well, the problem I get, Trevor, is when I come to that theocratic thing. Because I've studied the Bible, I've studied these religions, and that's where the red brick in the road. But like Malcolm X said, if that's your personal belief, it don't bother me. It does not bother me. I've hung around with Christians, Muslim, Hebrew Israelites. It's just but see, a lot of them don't know about their theocracy. Finally, Anon had to come out and say, "Oh, well, yeah, we do want a theocracy." After I came into the debate, after I was hired by you know who to take Domo and them Anon out, and now it's Christian cheerleading for Anon, but that's a whole other. We're not going to even fit into that energy. But the point I'm making is that I came in to stop the theocratic rule that people think that. I educate people what theocracy is, and now you know what theocracy is. Now we're going to stop it. So the only person I know that really was close to that was what's his name, Asiatic Lion. I believe that motherfucker was Boko Haram, Al
I like
Shabaab.
Asiatics.
I like him too because he shows his
Yeah,
goddamn fanatical
yeah,
side. I wish he would come on the show. I love
yeah,
when that brother was on the panel. I love that brother.
yeah.
But the brother's fanatical as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Boko Haram, Al Shabaab, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of Al
Mm-hmm.
Shabaab, they tried to fucking raid Ethiopia today. That's some news.
Mm.
Yeah, they got
So, you okay? Let me, because I don't want to misjudge you. You just don't believe that there's a Most High. Period.
No, I don't personally. No, I don't.
So you just think that everything is here just by happenstance.
I think everything
it's just here.
was always here. Like, okay, so the religious concept is that there's a beginning and an ending, correct? Alpha and Omega. So there has to be a creator, there's an ending. My concept is no, everything, like atoms cannot be created or destroyed. That's my stance. So, and if atoms can't be created or destroyed, then there can't be a creator. So that's just my stance. But I don't hold anybody. I'm not like some of these atheists that are just so anti religious to where they want to take your religion away from you. I don't want to take nobody's religion away from you. Just because most African Americans don't know about a theocracy. They really don't. Most of us, we just been here in America. We don't know about Bahrain. We don't know about Saudi Arabia. We don't know about Iran. We don't know about Qatar. So I'll let y'all have that. Because a lot of those countries, if you go to those countries, y'all become an atheist. I guarantee. I'll put money on that. Y'all go to them goddamn countries and be like, oh hell no.
You sound like you'd be okay with religion, just not if it was a controlling factor.
Yeah, I have no problem with religion on a personal basis. Like me and Yanga always talk about modern day black nationalism. You have different types of nationalism. Malcolm X is the father of modern day black nationalism. And how did he make it modern? Malcolm X said, if you're a Muslim, you're Christian, you're an atheist, put religion in your pocket. Black nationalism is for everybody who wants to practice black nationalism. It's controlling your economics, your wealth, and all that. It had nothing to do with religion. He said, I'm a Muslim. I'm a practicing Muslim, but I keep it in my pocket because he understood in order to achieve modern day black nationalism, you have to put a religion aside because, and I disagree with you on Yanga, Hebrew Israelites are not black nationalists. No, they're Hebrew nationalists. Just like you got Christian nationalists. You got Muslim nationalists. You ain't got black nationalists. Black nationalism includes everybody. As an atheist, I understand I can unite with a Christian who is for the black cause. I can unite with a Muslim who's black cause. I'm not going to let that deter me because y'all personal belief. And we know in order to have a black we can't have a theocracy because guess who's going to be fighting first? You and Yanga. Y'all going to be fighting first because it's going to either be is Muhammad or Jesus. Muhammad or Jesus. The Bible, the Quran. Y'all going to be fighting first.
Or we could unite and get rid of the kafir. Get rid of the disbeliever. Maybe we'll say the one that doesn't believe in any God is a devil.
But you're going against the Quran. No,
maybe we'll run the godless out of the land. Who knows?
This is why I talk about different levels. You're not on the level of the theocratic Muslim. The theocratic Muslims say no. The Christians have got to go. Yeah. The theocratic Hebrews say that y'all got to go. So no, you're on the level of Allah's wonderful. Oh, the Bible, it makes me a better person. You're on that level. You're not on we're gonna take over the world level. You're not on that level. It's only very few Christians, Muslims, and Hebrew Israelites that are on that level. And that's not to knock anybody, but most African Americans are on I love God, I love the Quran, I love the Bible. It makes me a better person. It got me off drugs. Y'all on that level. Because a lot of y'all have not been to theocratic countries. MD, what's going on, baby?
What's going on, MD? What's
up, MD?
And I don't think it's with me. It's not so much about being, even having gone to a theocratic country. It's about just recognizing who I am. You understand? I went through that particular phase, of.
But Yang, when I say a theocratic country, meaning, let me just say this, I don't want to offend nobody, but African Americans in the U.S. are spoiled. I'm going to just keep it 100. Spoiled. And I didn't have that mindset until I went to Bahrain, until I went to Qatar. And I'm like, oh, snap, these people are off the chain over here. Like, it's like really strict over there. We don't have that over here. We have the freedom to believe in God, not to believe in God, to serve Allah. We have the freedom. We have the luxury of doing that. And you can say, you know what? I'm religious today. Oh, I don't believe in religion no more. You can do that. You can't do it in those countries. You can't. And you will not. Not under no theocracy. Hell no. It's not going to happen. But you guys enjoy the fruits of America. You guys enjoy the luxuries of America. No matter how bad you talk about police brutality,
But
Yanga,
America, no.
it's
America ain't
people.
gave us shit though.
What I'm
Everything we
saying,
got, we earned. I
no,
don't want to
no,
hear
yeah,
that. Oh,
we
you
did earn
guys
it.
enjoy the fruit of we
Okay,
earned.
we
No, we
earned it.
don't
I
say
didn't
it
say they
like
gave it
that.
to us. I didn't say they gave
Don't
it to
say it
us.
like,
Okay,
oh,
but
you
wait.
guys enjoy the fruit with your police brutality. No, we
No,
earned
what I'm
this shit
saying,
and more.
okay, we earned
We
it,
want
right?
reparations. America ain't done shit for us. That's what I'm saying as, first of all, what I'm saying black nationalism is to me, it is about the right of humanism. It's about the right of all human beings to exist. Why black nationalists? Because I understand as a black man, or what is perceived to be a black man in America, melanated person, what the oppressive ruling class identifies me as, he has or they have a particular treatment meted out, regulated for people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this. That has been interwoven. You made me forget my thought. You put up the thing. That has been interwoven into the fabric of America. But and so I say, if that's interwoven in the fabric of America, we are interwoven in the fabric of America.
I agree.
We ain't no motherfucking immigrants.
No, we're not. No, we're
Okay,
not.
so America didn't, nah, bruh. Because I love you, but sometimes we're gonna check we're gonna check this Americanism, because there's different Americas that exist, and we don't enjoy the America. A lot of times we have people getting up here parading in front of us. We don't get to enjoy that America like that.
Well, that Americanism, black people are steeped in a lot of that. You know, me.
We are it, but not. I'm sorry. Let me let you. I'm cutting you. I'm being very rude. Go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead. Well, let me let MD come on, man, because I know MD, what's going on, man?
Nah, man, I just said peace. I'm just listening in right now, tapping in, checking to see what y'all. I got in late, so I just stopped here. So
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let y'all flow, man, and I'll give my thoughts later on.
Okay. But yeah, jump in anytime, MD, and jump in anytime. Okay, go ahead, Yang.
No, that's it. It's like where MD is. That's the demands of reparations. Part of the demands of reparations. We were robbed. We were saying we were robbed. So I don't, when Americanism is very delicate when it comes to black Americans, because we are tied to this country. That's why I'm a black nationalist. Right. I'm not trying to go to Africa. No. I'm not, disrespect to my separatists, to my repatriationists and shit. I understand that and stuff. Verbiage alert, pardon me. I understand that's a form of black nationalism, and I have a respect for that. But I am a staunch black nationalist. I am the black, red, and green. I believe. I'm sorry. Say it again.
No. I'm gonna let you finish. I just wanted to ask you a quick question.
Go ahead, brother. I'm done. I was about to get on a tangent. Go ahead.
All right. So with that being said, besides reparations, what would it take politically in this country for you to feel that you're truly an American citizen? What would it take?
I think one of the biggest things I champion now are felonies full rights restored. That's just one. All for the many, and I champion that because it's so personal and near and dear. But I'm sure if I look, but that's one, making sure that the disenfranchised and demarginalized are disenfranchised by choice and demarginalized by choice. The system makes revolutionaries. When you take a whole people, and like I said, because I do champion that particular cause, and keep us regulated to a certain socioeconomic class because of a scarlet letter. I'm talking something I did when I was 17, man. That's 30 some odd years ago.
Right.
And you mean to tell me I couldn't go get if I wanted to be a citizen and go work for the state, I couldn't. If I wanted to have my full rights back, I couldn't. Just something like that. And we know that felony sentences are handed out disproportionately to black males. So that in itself is the criminalization of a people. You know what I'm saying? And creating a denizen, creating a class. Just that alone, you would have so many more people participate in the system and really believe in the system. But there's too many of us that have been intentionally disenfranchised from the system.
Right. And I agree with that. The thing is that will help more than just American blacks, though.
That's
That
the
will
thing
help a
about.
wide range of people.
Hey, listen, that's the thing about black nationalism. Uh, it's not to the exclusion of anyone else. We don't want to destroy anyone else. We don't want anyone else not to have the natural right to evolve and be the very best that I'm a creationist, so I believe in the creator. The very best that the creator made them to be, to reach their fullest human potential. That is the right of the highest species on the planet Earth, to reach its fullest potential, unencumbered. So we definitely don't want to practice neo-colonialism and do what this devil has done to us, God forbid.
Right.
But what we want is all right. We're saying, hey, you take it, evolve and go and grow. And if when we have the right to fully participate, and we're just talking about America, then when you have humanism come in, if I was an American, then you would have full Americanism come in. When you just take that disenfranchise and give them their right to participate, shit, they'll knock somebody like me in the mouth. You're crazy. I was in prison and now I have a shot to be this, pop, greatest country in the world. But shit, if you don't have a, every time you come up, oh yeah, man, you're great, Yanga, and you seem very personable, man. I really wish but Brian, you got a felony. I was like, does it tell the date on the damn thing? I was 17. So and to subjugate a man to that type of humiliation, to keep explaining something he did as a child, just because the state said I was adult. 17, man. Many of us have children. And if you have any, my oldest bonus baby, my biggest boy in there is 17. You know what I'm saying? And he is still very much a young man. I'm going to say a young man because he's in earshot. But us fathers know what I'm talking about, a young man. I wouldn't put, if a grown man jumped in his face, I still would jump in there because he ain't at that level yet. But the state says he is.
Right.
Don't get me going, brother, man. But it's just things like that they force the people to be revolutionaries. I don't hate America for America. How can I hate what is a part of me?
No,
I got Aboriginal blood. I even know I'm going to put something out here. I know it's going to come back later and bite me on my stuff like that. There's some Irish, very close. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm going to give. So I am a wonderful Black African from America, man. I'm a mixture of all of these things, and I have every opportunity to be the most dynamic I could be because it's inside of me. Once I remove the intentional hurdles known as right now the state, police brutality, discrimination, disproportionate sentencing, disenfranchisement, food deserts, poor education, poor health, access to proper, you name it, brother, you name it. Right. So I'm gonna put my mic on mute and be silent for a moment.
Well, I'll just say this real quick before Blackson go. As far as the classism argument, we have to. Me personally, I don't think we can look at classism based off of race in the sense of how we live today. Now, of course, I 100% agree. We were made an underclass by proxy. You know what I mean? We didn't get a place at the table. We didn't get a piece to play with. That's what the reparations piece is about, right? But you also have white individuals in this country who didn't take advantage of the system in which they were built on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in terms of having a quota, I wouldn't necessarily call it an underclass. I'd just say a production class in which others can build from, meaning your manager, your owner, and your workers, right? If we were given a seat at the table, far less greater of a chance that we have, just knowing Black people, right? Far greater of a chance that we have at building an empire in which we can build generational wealth from. Like I said last week, if you scrounge on the opportunities that you were given and mess them up, that's on you. Many of white people have done that in this country, and now they're part of that poverty working class, right? So when we talk about reparations is the piece that's going to put you on the board to start the play, politically and economically. What you do with that piece, how you play it, if you pot out, that's on you. just like any other individual has done in America since the annals of history. And that's my piece on that. So your working class, or what you would consider the underclass, a large majority of those people are white, and a large majority of those people didn't take advantage of the system that was put in place for them. So that's how you get your class system. We don't. If we were given a piece, we don't have to be there at all. If you decide to be it, if you mess up, again, that's on you.
I disagree.
All right, go ahead. Please explain.
I think that it puts too much stock. I think that you forget what the very system was founded on, and that's racism and discrimination. I think that it takes, in fact, that you're considering yourself like you think they're going to look at you as an equal. When you give all of this I'm talking about intentional discrimination. I'm talking about if we don't have an economic plan that says some kind of way our money has to circulate, it has to empower us. If we just participate in the current system, we get the current shit. So we have to, with the release of the reparations, what is a strong economic plan that propels us as a people that at least, if not starts to close the economic disparity between us and our white counterparts, at least gives us a plan to stop the economic the outright economic exploitation that is happening in the Black community. We have to have something that addresses that. We can't just be giving money. I can't say, well, we can't be. What I would strongly advise against is us just be giving money in our current state. So basically what I'm saying is, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're just saying if we have money, the current system works. All we need is money. And that's what I disagree with.
I mean, the money is going to give you the capital. The capital is going to give you the resource of producing political power and the economic community. That's what the money is going to give you. And we talked about this the other day. Like, it's all up to you as to what you do. Political literacy, financial literacy is important. I'm not saying it's not, but once you get your pockets right, it's on you to make that happen. Like like in a sense, I'm thinking that you're saying that reparations should be a pot that's built upon. And go ahead, explain to me what you believe, how you believe financially reparations should work. You explain, then I can get a better understanding.
Yeah, I haven't thought about. I'd really have to think about that because it would depend largely, on what system. So I would have to think about that. What I'm saying is, just generally from the top of my dome, if we didn't have an alternative economic system or philosophy, practice or something, then reparations being released now would be futile. It would be of no point. It's still, you may have a few that they allow to get through, but us as a whole either wouldn't be allowed to or wouldn't have the economic sense because it's not something we promoted. We promoted further integration into an already existing system. We're not even promoting institutions to educate us to an alternative economic philosophy, practice, or system. That's what I'm saying. We can't do the same shit and expect Black America to be empowered. We can't keep doing this. This doesn't work. So just releasing money to us is not really going to change the situation for us as a people. But we, I believe, largely buy into Americanism more than any people in America. But we've been trained to do that. We really buy into the dream, but white people move collectively. Every people that come over here move collectively, but we have fought and got beat up to be Americans, died in wars. I mean, we let white people beat us up to be Americans or be considered Americans. And I ain't even going to, no, I'm not. I'm not going to cheapen our struggle. We have fought for the rights. We've wore ass whoopings to have our rights, as they say in the Constitution. So I'm not going to cheapen the works of great men and women. So we've done that. We've fought in their wars. We've had generals like Colin Powell. We've excelled and exceeded to the highest limits and achieved the highest achievements that they can muster and give out. And it hasn't meant anything for Black America. So what I'm saying is it's time for us to really take a look at who we are, what we are, and begin to move. It's not, to me, not about separating anything, but to move collectively because everyone's doing it around us.
Right, I got you. Yeah, I hope to see you Saturday. Hopefully I'll be home. I got some information I want to present to you in terms of how we did work in the current system and did it pretty good alongside other white people. So Saturday, when I get home and the sister Nature Mom is on, I'm gonna bring up some stuff and I'll show you where we were able to work the system in terms of how capitalism is used to build pretty strong cities. The main one being, a lot of people go with Tulsa, the main one being Wilmington, North Carolina.
Was this pre integration?
Yeah, this was right after emancipation.
That's what I'm telling you. That's the point I'm making. You guys make my point. Show me one post-integration. Show me a city post-integration. Pre-integration, Jim Crow segregation, we were forced by necessity to practice Black nationalism. It isn't the capitalism the way we practice it. It's beneficial when it's exclusive to us. We weren't just consumer capitalists, we were also producers. Now with integration, what I would show you is how many Black businesses closed.
Now I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's
part.
what I'm.
So then your gripe is against integration, not Black.
His gripe is
the way capitalism is practiced in America. And
no, Blackson. What he's trying to say is, during Reconstruction, we were forced to be producers in order to build economic growth. That's what. Now I understand what he's saying. I don't disagree with that at all.
I don't either.
But I think the issue becomes, where did we fall in terms of being producers? I don't believe 100% that was because of integration. I don't believe that at all. I believe it was. I believe people. Yeah. After integration, I believe that the goal was to make us a more consumer-based community. I don't disagree with that either. But again, I don't believe that was because of what we were doing on our end. But we can talk about that. Like I said, we'll talk about it Saturday. I will go into that.
Sounds good. Because with integration comes assimilation, homogenization, social, cultural. We lost a lot more than that's going to be a great discussion. Yeah, but what was you saying, Blackson?
No, I was saying, no, I agree with you on the integration. What I'm saying is that prior to the integration, they practiced capitalism, and I definitely want you to join us on that show too, because Nature Mom showed like there were many prominent cities.
Absolutely. You're missing my point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Capitalism, as the way America practices it now, is, to me, blatantly discriminatory, biased, and bigoted towards its Black Americans. One of the things we were just talking about, the whole felony shit. That's an intentional disenfranchisement and dismarginalizing of a segment of the Black population of America. Intentional. You don't have to have that, right?
Right.
So,
and when we were talking about the Mississippi campaign, the state would have that right.
Right.
I mean, have that right.
That would be wonderful. So what I'm saying,
incentives.
But here's what I'm saying is this about capitalism and Black nationalism. Yeah, when we were forced to, and I hate to say forced.
And we weren't even forced. I would.
I don't believe we were forced.
That's what I say. I hate to say forced.
Okay.
But we were compelled culturally, socially, because times were different. You can look like you want to look. Times weren't like this, son. So we were compelled before, because if they were, we wouldn't have fought so hard for rights. we were denied rights. If we'd have had those rights, because to say that we had those rights would belittle and deny all the works of the so-called civil rights activists and leaders.
No,
so with that social cultural exclusion, it created political, or it created economic opportunities for us, because yes, we were consumer capitalists, but guess what? We were investment capitalists. We were producing capitalists. When we integrated, we lost a lot of production.
Mm-hmm.
And with a lot of production, because we couldn't keep up, that lost that consumer. Then just whole new products introduced to the environment. You know, white ice is colder. Everybody knows white ice is colder than nigger ice. So, you know, now we losing a whole nother consumer market. I mean, a consumer base. So, and then in creeps cultural influences, the assimilation, the homogenation. Then in creeps the social cultural influences, and certain, you know, and I'd have to research this, certain, what I believe, perversities, immoralities, and sicknesses that came from just proximity to this devil. So, you know, where I'm from, that's where the honky come from. You ever heard white people call honky?
Mm-hmm.
We call them honkies because they would ride through our neighborhoods and honk their horns. Honk, honk. Like, there go these honkies.
Hey, let me chime in real quick.
Yeah.
You guys can hear me? Hey, MD, you would agree that there's like very, very wealthy black people in this country, right?
Well, of course, yeah.
You guys can like extremely wealthy. I mean, like millions and billionaires. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think with all their millions and billions that they have political influence?
No, because again, black wealth is only 0.1% of this country.
Well,
0.01%.
Hold on. No, but no, hold on. So I'm going there. So we have black billionaires and millionaires in this country, and they still can't, with all their money, they can't make any influence in politics to further a black agenda. They tend to, when they get some type of influence, they lean more to the white side. So now my thing is, and I hope I'm saying this right, if the reparations thing passes, and you know, I hope it does, just for my own personal gain, do you really think that with the more money we have, and we're doing business with other people, that it'll still get us a seat at this table that you keep talking about?
Yes, because it will boost, again, out of all the millionaires and billionaires that are black in this country, out of all black people, 0.01%. That's you can't push a nail through the wood with that kind of number. We're talking individualism at that point. Now your economics can be based off individualism, but the number needs to grow. You see what I'm saying? 0.01%.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to do it. Now, on the flip side of the coin, 1 second, on the flip side of the coin, what that person does have is influence. Now, it's up to us as a collective to push an agenda that can be influenced, have influence enough for that person to say, "Hey, look, yeah, this is a good idea." We don't have that plan yet, and that goes back to what Yanga was talking about.
So
I'm not saying that we don't need a plan to push it to the forefront. That's the first step. Go ahead.
So let me ask you this last question then. So why not? And I often ask people this: why not just create our own table?
Create your own table. So we need a little kiddie table beside where the grown folks sit inside American capitalism. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no. Listen. Okay. So let me go here. So there's a story in the Bible. I see Blackson giving me this look where Jesus told this woman, he said that it's not meat that you get the food, something to that effect. And then the woman turned around and said, true, but even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall off the master's table. We've been given crumbs for so long. Everything they give us is a crumb. We have never been allowed a seat at the table. And it just sounds to me like that we think that we're going to get all this money and it's now going to put us on the level playing field. They're still going to find a way to give us the crumbs no matter what. I am so jaded, and this could just be me. I am so jaded that if every black person in this world overnight became a millionaire, it wouldn't mean a damn thing. I think they'd find a new way to oppress us, just to let us know that you'll never be on the same playing field with us.
Okay, right. So I disagree with the crumbs part. I don't even think we've been given crumbs. We've never been given a seat. To be given crumbs is to mean collectively we're getting. If you want to hypothetically say that the crumbs are us like being able to sustain ourselves in this country, then yeah, I agree with that. But the issue
Correct.
is
That's what I mean.
We've never been given a seat to go up against to go up in the table. The only way to get that seat is political. That's the only way you can get it. Like I don't care how much
Obama,
they didn't. Obama ain't Black America. They ain't give me nothing.
Hold on, Trevor. See, that's that democratic mindset
Yeah.
we were talking about earlier. That's
Like who was that? He's not even Black American. The hell?
No, I was messing around with that.
So again, the only way that you can get a piece on the Monopoly board to play with is you have to have the political standing in order to do so. The only way, in my opinion, to get the political standing is to have the economic resources to do so. With all your billionaires, Oprah, Byron Allen, LeBron, name them all, 0.01% of the total wealth in this country. That I mean, again, you can't hammer a nail with that. You just can't do it. So what I'm telling you is the reparations plan needs to have political literacy in the forefront of it in order to establish what we are in terms of reparations. Once we have that, you don't have to worry about if we're going to move on one accord once we get the reparations, because it's going to be about, okay, boom, we have our capital now. Let's move to make moves. And you said this in another show, Yanga. We have to have the capital in order to, I don't want to necessarily say buy a politician, but just raise one up. You know what I mean? We have to have it. So again, this is going to go back to what I'm going to present Saturday with the Wilmington, North Carolina case. Black people were doing that in Wilmington, working hand in hand with white people in the fusionist movement. White radical. Now, at that time, they were called radical Republicans. Why were they radical Republicans? Because the South was democratic. The Republicans had the industrialist mindset. They were trying to bring the industrial era to the South. And they said the best way, now, of course, they had ulterior motives. I ain't saying they didn't. But the best way that they saw fit to bring this era into the South was through us. So just imagine if that would have came to fruition. Right now in the South, with all your manufacturing, we could have been in control of that. In the South. Just like you got your Rust Belt up in, and you said, Trevor, you said you live up in the Great Lakes area, right? You live.
No, I'm in Florida. No, I'm in Florida.
Oh, you're in Florida. Okay, well, the Rust Belt up in the Great Lakes area, all controlled by these families that were given land, once again, given land around that Great Lakes area. And when the Industrial Revolution started, were able to forge these plants for all your steel that builds America. Multi-billion-dollar company. If these radical Republicans in the South were able to set their sights on what they wanted to do in the South, we could have possibly been the ones that would be controlling the industry in the South. But what happened in Wilmington and other places, the Democrats, not just racist white people, the Democrats came, and not racial riots, but coups. They were political. All of it was political. We were using our resources that we got mainly in Wilmington, North Carolina. The main export was tailoring, suits and textiles and things like that. We were selling that stuff to white people and bringing the wealth back in and then circulating that dollar around. So the Republicans said, okay, look, they're building wealth over here in this town. We want to bring republicanism to the South. Our main block is going to be these wealthy black communities. But what happened? Rosewood, they raised it. Wilmington raised it. Tulsa, which had a separate set with the Indian freedmen that were there from the Cherokee Treaty of 1866, raised it. All throughout the South. It wasn't just about white people raising black towns. It was Democrats trying to stop the republicanism that was going on in these black towns. And I'll land there.
So I got one last thing. MD, the Mississippi campaign, does that involve having our own executive and judicial branch of government, or will we still be governed by the blanket of America?
We'll be governed under the United States of America.
All right.
But if we can take control of the state politically, we set our own state statutes,
state rights.
You know what I mean? That's not going to hinder.
I get it.
That's not going to hinder anything like federally. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna set statutes that benefit us as a people, whether the white folks agree with it or not, because we'll have the majority. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're gonna agree with it because it's gonna benefit us.
Cool.
So we talking about state rights, right, MD?
Right.
State rights, right? And,
because the states, this is a federalist country, right?
Yeah.
But the states control themselves. We see it every day in the news. Whether it be the Roe v. Wade thing, like the South said, boom, snap in a flash. But the northern states saying, hey, come here if you want to kill your baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're seeing it with marijuana. We see
marijuana.
everything that you think is a federal statute really isn't. The Constitution clearly says that the states govern how they move accordingly. You know what I mean? I'll go as far as to say this: any laws that are deemed rightful from a federal mandate is unconstitutional. I go as far as to say that.
Damn, that's deep. That's deep. Because yeah, you're right. Because a lot of I remember they were talking about doing raids. The federal government was talking about doing raids in California with the dispensary.
With the marijuana field,
man.
That's unconstitutional. If California said it's legal, it's legal.
Yeah, the local government said, we not backing you on that. It's legal here. Step off. Like, yo, y'all tripping. That's how much the states' rights. That's much states have. So if you got Mississippi, we control that state. We got state power.
Right. Over everything.
Yeah.
And really, you look at some of the things that hinder us as black people, what we quote unquote take advantage of, like the welfare system and stuff like that. What on the snap of a dime, like you know, we live in Georgia, me, Blackson and Yanga. At any point in time, Kim can say, hey, look, man, like, hey, it's off. The EBTs is off. That's it. It's a wrap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to start looking at how we move from state mandates. You know what I mean? Federal mandates, yeah, it's cool. Like I would say the only reason that we need to look at how this country moves federally is based off federal budget. That's it.
Right.
Federal budget and national security. That's it. Everything else is under the state. So if we could take control of Mississippi by gaining the majority, we can rewrite how Mississippi works.
Right. And that includes the felonies too, Yanga.
And that includes the felonies.
Yep, all that.
Sorry, I'm trying to absolutely. I see I could provide a good foothold. You know, I see I could provide a good foothold. So I definitely believe in state power. Thank you.
And I know you and Trevor don't agree with agriculture, but you know how much power we can control with just, I don't know, let's just say, and I hate to be stereotypical, watermelons. You know, most of these watermelons are GMO, seedless and all that. We can return the watermelon back. We can say, you know what? No Monsanto in our state.
Exactly.
We can do that. No Monsanto, no genetic modified seed is in our state. Y'all stay out of our state. We can do that. And then you talking about control the food source. Yo, we would, man, what? Oh man, we would dominate. We would dominate just in the food industry alone because our food ain't fucked with.
And I think what makes the Mississippi campaign sound so good is because you wouldn't necessarily be giving up your current luxuries.
No.
Versus
no, not at all.
Versus other movements that's basically talking about getting up and going to a foreign land and living in a hut. You know what I'm saying? It's like so no, I'm down, man. I just think that is a lot of times these type of ideas sound good, but until you can get the people as a collective on one accord, which is always the hardest thing. Because it's hard to get black people to agree on
any one thing. I think, like he said, it's what I like the way it sounds. I love it, and I did from the very first time that I heard it. My whole thing is peace. My whole thing is and I like the way that he explained it, is to make sure that everybody still was afforded an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And where this opportunity comes in, what makes it sound attractive is that in Mississippi, not only controlling the state rights, that we're going to somehow we're going to be productive enough that we reap the rewards, because I just don't want to further capitalism without us advancing. So what's attractive about it to me is we begin to reap the rewards of our own. So apparently, you know, we're going to produce, and from this production, it gives us an opportunities to have institutions that address particularly us, because I don't want, as a black nationalist, I don't think we can forget about the specifics and the particulars. I don't want us to get caught so into the American dream of multiculturalism and equal opportunity and upward advancement when we know that's bullshit. I mean, it all reads well on paper. It always has. I have never had a problem with the way the Constitution reads. I understand it's a very revolutionary document. However, I can't pretend that I don't have the very real senses that I have that show me every day this very document is not being upheld. And one of the reasons that it's not being upheld is because people who are supposed to be protected and afforded opportunities under the document are intentionally being denied that. So what I'm hearing here in the Mississippi campaign is that we're eliminating the intentional discrimination, and that the form in our economic policy gives everyone an opportunity at a chance at upward mobility. Because I'm telling you, if we don't still have an economic plan or an idea some way moving forward, only thing we'll do is be niggas in Mississippi doing what we're doing everywhere else, and it'll probably be worse if because we all be moved in one spot. You know, if one of them Negroes get down there and become disillusioned, he didn't get what y'all promised him, Man, with my 40 acres and a damn mule, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing worse than a disillusioned
That's what I
Negro.
said.
And y'all done moved all them niggas to y'all spot, and y'all can't give them everything, you know, so it has to be.
That's why I said off the gate, Yanga, and MD can vouch for that. I said, man, Mississippi campaign is no utopia. I said that from the gate because we know how
Right.
black people be thinking. They be thinking, oh man, they're gonna take care of us down in Mississippi. Like, no, dude, this is not
Right.
that.
Well,
But
and not even taking care of that. But see, because you say something that lets me know you're a black capitalist and not a white capitalist. You always talking about, because if you don't work, you don't eat.
oh geez. Well, according to Anon, it says that in the Bible.
Okay,
And it probably
that's
says
the
it in
way
your
that's the way Negroes have been taught the Bible.
Right.
See, like me, I've never had a problem with the Bible. I have the way black people interpret it.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
white
yeah,
people, they
hold
read
on,
the
hold on.
Bible, knock and it shall be
Before
given.
you go too
Seek
far,
and you shall find.
hold on. Before you go too
If what
far,
man ask his father for
before you
bread
go
and he
too
give him
far,
serpent. And then black folk, you said, man, baby, they spit on Jesus. Camel can't get through the eye of a needle like a rich man can't get in
hold
heaven,
on,
baby. It's too much misery associated with black people's.
The,
It ain't the
the,
Bible, it's the energy we start taking
hold on,
from it.
hold on,
You
hold
know,
on.
so when you say that's black capitalism. When you
Why is that
say
black capitalism? That's
because black
that's
capitalism teaches you
no, man.
black
Hey, it's a
capitalism
universal
teaches you
principle.
if you don't work, you don't eat.
That's a
White
universal
capitalists
principle.
at the top of the game don't work.
Yanga. Okay, Yanga.
White capitalists
Hold
don't
on.
work. At the top of the
Hold on.
capitalist pyramid, that's the
I
name of
tell
the
you what.
game.
No,
To capitalize.
you're not
no,
gonna get away with that.
the white people at the top of the capitalist pyramid, it came down through lineage with wealth. So you
And
can't equate one with the other.
they still don't work. They don't work. That's the system. That's why. So that's what I'm telling you. In the way that white America practices capitalism, like you said, they already have such and such a head start by this certain percentage, and they don't. So black capitalists tell you if you work the system. That is not how white capitalism works. The name of the game is to be the elite few, to not have to work, to own the monopoly, make everybody work for you and pay you. The
Well,
game is
again,
called monopoly, baby. That's
well,
white
again, like
capitalism.
that's building wealth through capitalism, and then in turn being an elitist. Like that's hundreds of years of wealth. Like we're not even looking at that right now. You know what I'm saying?
So why would you play a game with
You're not
people who
playing
have that
games.
100-year head start?
Because nobody said that you can't be successful just building the wealth.
I'm talking about you or us as a
have to be the
collective.
1% in order to flourish in capitalism. You don't have to be the 1%.
I agree. I agree with that, but that's the capitalist, the way the white capitalists reckon. But I'm talking about you as an individual, you or us as a people. That's the question.
Well, of course, it should be. Again, that goes back to me saying we need a peace at the
My little
board.
devil
Without a
horns.
peace, without a peace at the board, none of it matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once you get the peace, then it's up to you to start playing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you could take a little monopoly money and walk away from the table. Nobody's stopping you once you got a peace. Nobody's stopping you.
Yeah, I know that.
That's what I mean by black capitalism.
I know that's the question. That's why I said, and it just goes back to me, to reiterate a point that I'm making. I think I honestly and strongly believe if we don't have a different economic philosophy or economic practice or economic system in itself, then we still will net the same results. They tell me insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. If we keep investing in the system that is clearly, historically, has borne witness to its hatred and intentional demise or suppression of black people, if we think it's going to change, what changed it because we got money?
Why? No, Yanga, I'm missing something here. Hold on. I got to stop you right there. I got to gavel you right there. The whole concept of you don't work, you don't eat has existed for thousands of years. Let's get that straight. Ants, ants.
I agree with it.
Okay, ants work.
Yeah, I agree with it. I'm talking about capitalism, though.
Okay, okay. What I'm saying
is see, what I'm telling you is you're telling people to buy into a system that really the name of the game is to work less and get more. But we tell black people to work harder to get. That's capitalism, baby.
No, that's not capitalism.
Okay.
No, capitalism.
Your capitalism is to work harder.
No, it's just profit. Capitalism is profit.
It absolutely, and profit comes from surplus. Profit comes from surplus, right? It's getting more out of your labor.
Does every no?
That's what surplus is. Surplus is extra. Surplus is getting extra from your labor. Who decides what the surplus is? Who decides that your labor? No, you don't. I don't decide that my labor is worth $6 an hour. I don't decide that. You better talk to somebody who don't know capitalism.
No, listen.
I don't decide that.
Businesses that are successful have the surplus. Every business ain't successful.
Right, and how do they get the surplus? This is what we fight in capitalism. Do our workers insured? Are they working for slave wages?
Good companies.
Is XYZ. The more surplus comes from, the more you can squeeze out of the workers. Everybody knows that.
I disagree.
What about the demand of the commodity?
Right.
The demand doesn't create surplus. The demand creates a need for surplus. The worker creates the surplus. The demand creates the need for the surplus.
The consumer creates the surplus.
The consumer creates the surplus is what's left over. You
can't make a profit without the consumer.
Right, but the consumer creates the demand. They don't create the worker creates the surplus. So the worker creates the surplus. So you have to squeeze it out the worker. You're not squeezing it out the consumer. You're squeezing it out the worker's ass.
No.
But
that's where surplus comes from, brother. Where do you think the surplus comes from? You wouldn't, if that worker
you hire more people.
If that worker
that's what I'm about to say.
You hire more people. You hire more people.
It does not say have to be
can't hire more people.
If you got a surplus, you can. You expand.
If your expansion still would come at a cost. The profit comes at lower overhead. The workers take the blunt of that, bruh. That's where profit comes from. If you can cut as much overhead, the worker takes the brunt of that. Who you think takes the brunt of that? Why do you think they were screaming so bad about my family are largely Republican? My uncle is an independent business owner. And this is what's fucked up. This is why I feel what the Republicans were saying, what he was saying. So he had 5 employees. When Obama came in, he had to do so much for the employees he had to let 2 of them go to cover 3.
Right, that's
it was fucked up. Right, so I feel both sides, but then I was like, damn, I feel that as a business owner, but feel that as these employees now have an opportunity for quite possibly either generational wealth or at the very least, which would be the best for them, good health care, a few extra years on their fucking life to be able to take care of their children. So, it's like this, you know,
but yeah, that's the
what side of the coin you're on.
That's the ebbs and flows of capitalism. You know what I'm saying? On with that example that you use, on the other side of the token, he could have very well said, "Hey, look, let me take a chance. If my business it has the potential to grow, let me hire a couple more to boost production in order to get out whatever I'm doing. It's risk and reward. That's part of capitalism, the ebbs and flows. So,
but that's why I say it takes capital to participate. You can't do what you can't afford.
Exactly. I disagree. I mean, I agree. That's why we need the capital. I think Yanga froze. Yeah, damn, everybody froze.
Oh, did I freeze too?
Oh, no. Okay, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, Yanga froze. But that's the ebbs and flows of being a business owner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and in terms of like when we talk about reparations is a launching point to get you where you need to be in order to take those challenges or those risks. You know what I mean?
I agree with that 100%. As a boost. Yeah, I agree with that.
So again, like we were the only set of people that weren't given that opportunity to challenge ourselves and take risks.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my whole issue in terms of funds or whatnot, in terms of how we getting reparations and what we gonna do with it.
Right.
Now, once you start that, then that's when you start to build the political power. But we got to worry about what we're going to do as a family first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In order to start building wealth, we can, like I said, we're gonna be dead and gone when all this start taking place. If we were to get reparations today, we're not gonna reap the full benefits of it.
No.
But we're gonna give the opportunity of our children and our grandchildren on down the line to start building. That's the opportunity that we never got. That's the ground zero of what I believe reparations should be.
Right. Right. I agree with you, and like you said, some people, because it's not a perfect society, some people might squander it, you know what I'm saying? But I think Mississippi, if we take the ones that are serious about, putting this money to work generationally, man, we can make it happen. Like you said, you control the state, you control the policies, you control what comes in and out of there. I say no Monsanto. Get rid of Monsanto, get rid of all these genetically modified seeds. We will have the number one commodity in the world because we know Monsanto is taking over the world. And a lot of these fruits and vegetables taste like crap. Like, yo, what the hell? So let all these other 49 states, let them get the damn GMO watermelons, no seeds. We'll be the only ones with seeds. And guess who's going to dominate the planet? Guess who's going to?
Right.
Man, we'll dominate that shit.
Yeah.
Because that stuff came from us anyway. It came, a lot of that agriculture, when you talk about the plantation, a lot of that food came from us.
Mm-hmm.
We kept those traditions. We kept the yams, the damn rice, the damn corn, well, not the corn, but like a lot of the other stuff, the collard greens and all that. You know what I'm saying? That came, a lot of them slaves brought seeds with them.
Right.
So I think that's something that we inherently already
You're breaking
know.
up bad, Blackson.
Oh shit! Damn.
I can hear him fine.
I can hear him. Yeah, I can hear him. I hear you pretty good.
Uh oh. How's that, Trevor? Because I'm
you sounded clear the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's on Trevor end or not, but yeah, you sounded straight to me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying is that inherently, we not only know how the agriculture, but we inherently have models, working models. Angel said that Mississippi campaign is nothing new, and when he said that, it hit me. I said, "Oh shit, that's right." And then I hit up, Nature Mom. She's like, "Oh yeah, them sound like cities that already existed." And then she did a show. MD and that damn Angel jumped right on and said, "Yep, everything just locked in. Everything just locked in." And it was like, oh, okay,
absolutely.
this is not.
I think it can be done. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's been done.
But it hasn't. It hasn't.
No,
it hasn't.
No, I agree with you.
It hasn't, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you exactly. And so what that is, you're doing is smoke and mirrors. So it's smoking. So what you're doing now is poof. It's smoke and mirrors, bro. It has to. It is. It's because if it isn't put in the because that's romanticism.
That's not
if it isn't put in the proper context,
I'm using past cities as references.
Okay, but when you say it's been done, when you say it's been done, it has not been done in the current context. You may say, here's a reference point to it. I think
we can build on it though. We can build on it, Yang, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a reference point, meaning that black people don't have to the ones who don't have the confidence that we can't do it. It's been done. That's what I mean. Before the civil rights, what you're talking about, before integration, it's been done. Rosewood, goddamn Black Wall Street, North Carolina. And y'all
we understood ourselves to be a people. Huh? So we understood ourselves to be a people. We understood the collected inherent self-worth. We weren't dependent. When we integrated, it brought, not only did we lose a lot of our producing power, we lost a lot of our, losing the producer took the consumers out of our community. We were flooded by.
I disagree with that. I believe.
You think we had, when I say production power, you think we had as many black businesses You think that we didn't take a decline in a hit in black businesses after integration?
No. We agree on the integration. What I'm talking about before integration. We agree on the integration. We are lockstep agreement 100% on immigration, Yanga. I'm saying that our genetic DNA still feeds from prior to the integration, meaning those cities. A lot of us are descended from those cities. MD is a descendant from sharecroppers. Angel is a descendant from sharecroppers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have bloodlines that come from these prominent cities.
So, and you're saying
I'm a
that to
believer
say,
in genetic. I say that to say I'm a believer in the memory, genetic DNA memory.
okay, well,
Yeah.
that's the same thing Anon is saying about the Hebrews. They
Okay, but
woke
I'm
up
not.
and realized that they were
But
Hebrews, and they're
and that's
waking up to
fine.
their greatness
And
of
what
being
I said,
Hebrews, and they want to.
and what I
So
said to
how
Anon,
does
you
that?
missed the show. You
Mhm.
missed the show. What I said to Anon is, Anon, you take your stuff, go to the House of Africa, and you do you. We in the Mississippi campaign, we gonna do us because it's already been said we not forming no theocracy here. So y'all do y'all, we do us. You cross them borders like your Bible tells you to. It's gonna
But see,
down.
that's the problem. That's where the
What's
problem
the
comes.
problem?
And I understand that
What's the
sentiment.
problem?
The problem comes in, and I understand that sentiment. And at the end of the day, that probably will be what happens due to human nature, and especially us as black folks. That's how we get
No,
down.
because he'll be an
But
African.
the truth thing. My first problem is with the sentiment. Okay, you take your thing, you do my thing. My whole understanding of black nationalism and
Their
why
Bible,
I
their
build
Bible
with
tells you that.
different people is based on a solidarity, understanding, and that
Yeah,
solidarity
you're talking about true
is
black nationalism. You're not talking about
it's.
Hebrew nationalism. You're not talking about
But
Hebrew.
you have to.
Anon's
Here's
talking
what
about
I'm
Hebrew
saying, though, son.
nationalism, not
You
black
have to be
nationalism.
careful, but you have to be careful what you say because you were sounding very similar when you were talking about the DNA and the descendants of, and
No.
the
When I say
timelines.
DNA, meaning that for some reason, I have a green thumb. That's when I'm talking about genetic. I'm not being spooky dooky. I know how to grow plants. And then when I contacted my family members, they know how to grow plants. It's just something, when I say genetic DNA, that's just something that we know how to do. We're not blessed by God and all that. We just know how to plant plants. I know the science of planting plants. Neither one of my parents taught me that. They know how to do it. It was just passed down through my DNA, is what I'm saying. You can take any plant and I can plant it.
Okay.
And it will grow. That's all I'm saying. I'm not being spooky dooky. I'm saying that it's a science
Mm-hmm.
to that. It's a science. Like I know about the soil, it's just in my DNA. So my guess is that my parents and their parents and their parents knew about plants. They knew about agriculture, and it just comes to me. That has to be genetic DNA because I was never trained on agriculture. But I
Right.
just, they say, "Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
got a green thumb." No, I think that's genetic DNA. I think a lot of black people that allegedly have a green thumb, they're descended from
I'm
sharecroppers.
I'm trying to.
That's
What
all
I'm
I'm
trying
saying.
to do is figure out how that's tied in
That's
to.
tied in because it shows we can flex our muscles because the state, like MD was saying, we would have state rights. So we can say no Monsanto. You know what the fuck that would do? We say no Monsanto, we would be the number one breadbasket of the fucking world. Because right now, Monsanto rules the world, and they can decide whether you have seedless or seeded or seedless watermelons. They decide that. Seedless grapes. They decide that. They decide that for the whole world, Yanga. If there's export coming out of the U.S., in fact, not only the U.S., Africa, Europe, Middle East, China, South America, Monsanto controls all that. So if we're a state in the Mississippi, we have the right, states' right, saying we don't want Monsanto genetic seeds in our state. Fuck y'all. Now we got the
I
number
get
one
that.
crop on the planet. That's what I'm
I
saying.
think maybe we're having two different discussions here. I agree with the reparations, the
Okay.
state control.
Okay.
I like everything, but what I'm saying, what I came on this time addressing was,
Don't forget the
I think
reparations.
that I think that it's erroneous to say that we've done it before and not in this context. I think that, like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think there's an agenda. I know There, you
Yeah,
know,
the agenda is to
so
gain power.
I
Yeah,
mean with
that's the agenda.
yeah. I mean, so
There's
not an
there's
agenda.
I'm not trying to hide anything. The agenda is for us to gain financial wealth, political power, to control the state. Yeah, that's the agenda. That's the agenda.
Absolutely. But
A
I have to
non-religious state.
present it. I have to present it to my people from the perspective. I have to make sure that all the people are understanding. I believe you just look at it from a different perspective,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yanga. Yeah.
so,
Yanga is pessimistic about us doing it on a nationalistic scale. I understand what he's saying, but that's the reason I believe once you get whatever payment that you're entitled to, it's on you.
Right.
That's why I believe that. One thing about the Mississippi campaign that me and Angel disagree with, he believes, as far as we were talking about agriculture, as far as the land being dispersed, he believes that the land needs to be state controlled.
Oh,
And
no.
then you as an individual get to reap, a percentage of the benefits from basically sharecropping. But
No, I don't agree
on
with
a
that,
state, I
MD.
don't believe that.
I'm with you
I
on that, MD.
I
Yeah, I'm
believe
gonna talk to Angel about that. I don't
I
agree with
believe
them.
I
Yeah.
believe if a part of the reparation package should be a plot of land. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you choose, now you can either choose to go ahead with the land and we'll give you the resources to start building wealth on that land. If you don't want to do it like Yanga saying, I don't want to farm, then we'll give you a percentage of how much ever that's value, and you can go ahead about your business and start something else. That's what I believe.
Right. I agree too.
Now, like
Right,
I said,
right.
Talik, he believes that the land should be state controlled, and then
No, I don't believe that.
you basically sharecrop it, and people can build wealth from that. I don't believe that.
No, that's too much like socialism. I don't agree with damn government owning any fucking thing. Fuck
Yeah.
that shit. Hell no.
because see, my thing is, I think what I go back to question is, I don't, like I said, I see how that could work for, you and Blackson. I can see how that could work for you guys because of your perception, your concept, how you believe in America and what you expect out of America. For someone like me, especially in my current situation, and even if we were able to change that, which I love, that's what I love about going to Mississippi, being able to change certain things that would stop people from having their rights. But I would be concerned that it would just be neocolonialism. I would be in a place, and then I wouldn't even have the pleasure. Shit, we ain't trying to get all white people out, so I wouldn't even have the pleasure of not even have to see white people. So I still would be around white people. I don't see where collectively Black people would come up. I think I would still turn on the news and see the same horrors. Maybe not in Mississippi, but the same horrors happening in Africa, the same horrors happening, children being murdered, us being murdered by the police, us being discriminated against. I don't see where it really changes anything except for the individual, quite possibly. And I say quite possibly having the opportunity at upward mobility. But if you don't have an economic plan, or at least a different economic philosophy being presented, not only do you hurt that individual, but you deny future generations the ability to profit off of that wealth. Because everybody's like, well, shit, if you don't know it's this, shit, you on your own. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just don't see investing in the current system. Nobody has convinced me that just because I have a few dollars, that investing in this current system is going to work.
But
I just
we're
don't
not
see.
telling you to invest. That's your choice. You get your reparations. That's on you. What we're saying is for people who want to build.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Sorry.
Okay, for the people who want to build, you say, okay, it'll work for me and MD. I don't understand why it wouldn't work for you. We would help pass laws and legislation to say, you know what, let's have incentives for convicted felons, because we know there's a lot of convicted felons, to work, be an incentive to work and get that job. That won't be a hindrance. So I don't see what you say invest in the system. We be investing in our system because we would control the politics. We would control
right. You're still not controlling the politics. So not like that. We may get a few laws, but you're not changing those. Malcolm, the whole end of the game is to change the system. You're still looking at discriminatory loaning. What about the black farmers now that were
You're talking
denied their
no, but
loans?
whoa,
No,
hold
no.
on, hold on, hold
Black
on.
farmers weren't. Black
We wouldn't
farmers.
control. We wouldn't control the state though, so we wouldn't control the legislation in the
Who
state.
denied them? Wasn't the shit federal? Weren't these farmers?
It was federal. It was federal.
That's
And
what
yes,
I'm. So
and
that's
yes,
what I'm saying.
black farmers did suffer because of it.
Right.
But
So that's what I'm telling son. If we don't have, at the end of the day, if we don't have solutions for shit like that, if we just think all of a sudden they're going to grow a conscience and start just, be fair. I don't know. We have to have a system. Yeah.
I think you're missing the part when these cities built up the prototypes I keep talking about. They didn't have a conscience. They left us to die. So we had to
Exactly.
Okay, so what are you missing?
It was pre-integration though, bruh. That's what I'm saying. They have been blood sucking off of you for so long. Many of us don't know how to. It's a symbiotic relationship. But you're talking about cities that flourished when, like you said, that devil was evil and wicked enough, but at the very least, if there was any good in that, to leave us I ain't gonna say leave us alone, but forced us into that type of mode.
But again, you still talking about looking at it in the context of today. Right now, we at the mercy of the government. We don't have any political power.
Yes.
I don't disagree with you with that. That's the whole point of the Mississippi campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So that killed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with that. Like you said, with the
you breaking up, brother.
The power with Brad. I think the only thing really, probably, if anything, you and I disagreed on, MD, would just be I don't see where the currency, as is just releasing money to us, really changes anything. That's what I'm saying. And so even if we move to Mississippi and we change a few laws, if overall we don't look at complete the system as exists now in its totality, if we don't look at addressing that and combating that, black people in particularly, but like you said, made point one time, MD, really all suppressed people, oppressed people that are under the heel of capitalism and imperialism in all its forms and shapes, but specifically black people, if we don't address some of the shit that is directed intentionally and blatantly at us and seek to change that, not just on a state law, but within the current system that exists nationally and then internationally, I don't believe black people stand a chance. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
And I'll just say this. No matter how much money we get, how much political power we get, that's not going to stop a person that has been infused in their brain for generation upon generation that hate us to stop killing us. That's not going to change anything. Political power, economics, nothing. But what we can change is your ability to defend yourself against these said people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like I said, I'm not looking to change the mindset of another group of people. I'm looking for a piece at the monopoly board. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I believe that we should be entitled to as American citizens is a piece. That's it. I don't believe that you should be entitled to anything else but that in this country. Until once I get that, I'll be good to go. I'll be fine. Whatever happens to me at that point, it is what it is.
I agree. I agree with that. I disagree with that collectively. I agree with all of that. Everything you just said.
But
that whole
doesn't have to be collective, Yanga. It doesn't.
Listen. It does. If we all don't sit at the table, if all my people can, it is not utopic, bro. Then we can't talk. You can't share. You can't buy my soul.
So we can't
if you can't feed me, You can't feed me and turn around and choke the shit out my
Go
brother.
just hear what he said.
You
He said,
can't do it.
if it's not utopic, we can't talk. You just said
Yeah.
that, Yanga.
Yeah.
With the
You said
reparations
what? I
package,
said is
right. That's what I'm saying. With the reparations package, everybody is getting a place at the table.
Right.
But it's up to you if you're gonna sit there and eat,
every
or if you're gonna get up and go to McDonald's. That's
you're
on
not getting
you.
a place at the table. What place at the table? You
Well,
don't. They
If
never
you
set a place at the table for you. That's
if
what
you
I'm
have
telling
capital,
you.
if you have capital, that's your place.
That's right.
The capital is the seat. The
The
table is
capital.
capitalism.
And a majority of black people would agree with that, Yanga. You be outnumbered. A
That
majority of black
the
people
majority
agree
of, and that's, you know why? Because there's no alternative economic philosophy. We really believe that, but we don't understand racial capitalism. What I'm talking about is on such a larger scale. That's why I say I don't sit at the. You're talking about everybody would have a seat at the table. First of all, I don't believe that. Everybody wouldn't have a seat on the table because everybody. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because right now everybody's not equal. There's amongst black people. There's not even. So that in itself wins it. Secondly, this seat at the table, we never had a. Trevor said something earlier. We have over affluent black people, man, wealthy, obscenely wealthy. But there is no seat at the table
0.01%.
for all of us because there's no seat. They can sit at the table.
That's a grain of sand.
That's what I'm saying. And you said yourself that wouldn't be knock a dent. You said
right.
Exactly.
So how can you put that on everybody else if we don't have the capital to do the same thing that they're doing? You can't use that argument. You see what I'm saying?
Here's where, and I think this is where we would disagree because I believe capitalism is selected to do that. I think that is selected to let that percent through of any people that participate in it. So therefore, it's not advantageous for us as a whole to participate in it the way that America participates in it, because I think it only lets a few percent of any people through. I think to me, that's what capitalism is.
Well, that's not participating in the system. That's not us participating in the system. That's us looking at influence because of these people got money. That's a totally different subject.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Meaning that we've been designed to look at these people that look like us and are wealthy, and they've used them to influence us politically.
Politically, commercially.
If everybody has the capital, that cancels that out.
I disagree.
I no longer look at you as an influence because I have what you have.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree, but here it is. I totally disagree with. Somebody's gonna influence. It's still more it's still more consumer capital because releasing the money to a consumer capitalist people, we still don't have production power. And you're talking about, and we don't, and I don't hear an economic philosophy encouraging, hold on, encouraging collective economic power. I hear more participating. Like I can't wait to Saturday. Maybe you'll convince me then. I don't see how, just because money is released, participating in the same system, the same way we've been doing it, with an extra few dollars. Everybody knows what happens when you get an extra few dollars.
Yanga, but you just said production power. Bro, we just got finished talking like 15, 20 minutes about the agriculture sector in Mississippi, and you don't want nothing to do with it.
I don't believe, and first I would, and I was being facetious, me personally, but even if we did, we were just talking about how the black farmers were federally discriminated against. How do you get around that?
Bro, when we have state first of all, in that farmland bailout that Biden just he basically reversed it. That's the reason. Listen, we're talking about a situation like an anomaly almost. When everything was going on as far as the production and the supply and demand, and like this was during the pandemic. Like that's an anomaly. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, but
Like,
it happened.
yeah. That's a part of ebbs and flows of running a business. If I have a crop and that crop die, and
Yeah.
you know, well, that's
So
ebbs and flows of business.
so
Now, as
ebbs and
a
flows is I
responsible,
can also be the
go ahead.
no, I interrupted you, brother, please.
No. I was just gonna say, like, it's up to me being a responsible business owner to understand if stuff like this happen. I need to have the capital in order to maintain myself until the bubble bursts. You know what I mean?
I don't know, bro. That's the put. I do know what you
That was
mean,
that
but
that was a
that's
bailout.
why I don't.
That whole
That's what I'm saying.
federal
Was a bailout, but
thing
that's
was a bailout.
right.
Bailout
Absolutely, but
meaning something happened,
they
the
can't.
federal
Yeah,
government bailed him out, and Biden reversed it.
yeah. That they can or they can't, but he reversed it on Black. My point of the whole thing was this, and I hear what you're saying. I don't believe in it. I was always told just simply, you can't do the same things expecting different results. That right there, like you said, Biden reversed it, the bailout, this and that. Why was it black farmers? Why, when shit happens, they're black issues? What I'm saying is, we have to. I don't believe in Americanism to the degree that our particular and specific issues don't exist. And so I don't hear. And right now, since we're talking about economics, and we could eventually go more into the political aspect, I don't hear economic philosophy of product. I hear more consumerism, but of production and I hear the agriculture, which is, how much percentage of black production are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? We all just going to be farmers. That's why I said we really have to sit down and talk about it. But I don't hear. Right, but I mean, you didn't turn this into a mini watermelon nation. I mean, we have to really.
Yeah,
Here's
I
what I'm
was just
saying.
using,
I don't
no, I
want to
use that as
trivialize
an
it
example.
because it is a great.
No, I was
Some
just
of it I
saying
agree
it's
with.
just one example.
The
That's just
only thing
of the type of power I was
well,
applying.
I'm talking about any type of agriculture. We have
It don't have to be agriculture.
any type of agriculture. I would love to
It could be dentistry. It could be dentistry. It could be, I don't know,
listen.
manufacturing
I
goods.
get it.
I mean, it could be
I
anything.
get it. We
I
need
just
the corner.
use that
That's
as an
what I'm
example.
saying.
State power. How
I
we can
get it.
apply
We
state
need.
power. We as a state can say no Monsanto nowhere near our state. That's how much power we can have.
I get it.
The only reason we're talking about
get it.
agriculture because that's the powerhouse in Mississippi. That's the only reason we're talking about it.
Okay, I get it. It has to be just drawn into a practical plan where I see that it is. I'm not disagreeing with the powerhouse. I'm not disagreeing with us getting our reparations. I'm not disagreeing with us having influence over state policies and procedures and politics if we are the majority. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. What I'm disagreeing on and what I'm afraid that it keeps getting away from is I don't see how investing in the current system nets a change for black people. It's that simple. And I feel like that not so much you, MD, a little bit more like Sean, that it's more smokescreen because that has to be addressed.
Yanga, okay, let's address it right now. What change are you looking for? Because it sounds like you're looking for a utopia. What change? Describe this change.
No, it sounds like to me you're selling a utopia. It sounds like you're selling a utopia. You keep talking about how we've done this before. This is nothing new, but it is. You're not factoring in integration, assimilation, and homogenation. You're not factoring in the loss of production power.
So what does non-neocolonialism look like to you? Explain that to us, because you keep mentioning the neocolonialism. What does that look like? So we know what to look for. What does that look like?
I tell you what, let's talk about it because that's a whole nother man. We'll be on to you see how to switch the device. Neocolonialism, non-neocolonialism. The first to have anything non-neocolonialism is just that isn't reminiscent, resemblant, thinking, behaving, and manifested in politics and economics that of your oppressor. That's
he's living off a fear of black people ruling over other black people based off of how we live today.
No, it would be free market.
Not just first, yeah. No.
Hold on. It would be free market capitalism. Okay. It would be we set the things and we're saying, you know what? Yanga's a convicted felon. We give
you can't tell me on You're not going to do the smoke and mirrors on me. We're
I'm not
not
doing smoke and
disagreeing with
mirrors.
the state policy. You're
Okay.
still trying to invest in the overall. So you're telling me, tell me this. You
Okay.
believe, because MD already answered it.
Okay.
He believes the American system as it exists offers Black people as a whole the opportunity for upward mobility. He believes once the money is released,
So do I.
we're grown, and we whatever you want to do, you have the right to do it. And if you
Yeah.
want to invest in this American system for your success, you have that right, and there's an option for you.
Right.
Is that so? What do you say?
What are you saying? I don't see anything wrong with what MD said.
I don't believe that. I don't believe you can
Right.
invest.
And
Do you
you
believe?
don't have to
Do
do
you? Let
it.
me ask you this. Let
We'll
me
give
ask
you
you,
your
because
we'll give you
you the
your
magician.
reparations when you
You the
do it.
magician. You the
Listen.
magician. Hold on, I'm about to.
Now,
Let me ask you this.
Yanga,
Do you
MD, what
believe?
MD is,
Let,
hold on. Let me say this. What MD is saying is that you get your rep, you come to the
no, let me
table,
ask you
get
what
your
you're
reparations.
saying. Don't say what
That's
he
what you
said.
want to do.
I said what he said. I'm asking you what you're
Okay, that's
saying.
what and
Do
I
you
agree.
believe?
I
Do
agree.
you believe?
You come
Let me ask
okay,
you. Let me
okay.
ask you. Do you believe? Do you believe that the current system we live in right now offers Black people upward mobility?
Yes.
Okay, say less. Now I know to Americans, I disagree with that. I
Okay.
don't believe as
To
a
America.
now as an individual because I am. I tell you why.
Right. And
I've
you move
always
forward.
stated. I've always stated I'm a communalist. I am not an individualist. I don't believe the current system affords Black people as a collective the opportunity for a prosperous, successful life or just natural evolution without the intentional and deliberate hindrance. Nobody can tell me systemic racism doesn't exist. I refute you, and any amount of money you can give me to turn my black back on millions of Black people who are being intentionally discriminated against and held back. And the conditions that exist in some of these cities in lower
Nobody's
income
asking you to do
dwellings.
that,
And
nigga.
yes, bad decisions. Yes, poor, all of this other shit. But when you got A, B, C decisions and nobody offers you C or A, B decisions, and C is an option, then, we have to, I'm going to put it,
What we're
shit,
saying.
60-40.
Yeah. Nobody's arguing that we haven't been systematically oppressed. We know that. But we're also saying because of that systematic oppression, a byproduct of that was not giving us the capital needed in order to flourish in the country.
Absolutely.
No,
Absolutely. But how do you,
so yeah, I'm not understanding like what the disconnect is.
well, here's my disconnect, because absolutely we agree on that. My disconnect is, how do you invest back in a system that systemically practices racism?
So this is what I need you to do, Yanga. I need you to think about what reparation, because when I asked you earlier, you said you haven't really thought about it. I need you to figure out what reparations is to you, as far as how it's going to be given out, or what resources, funds, whatever. I need you to start thinking
Great
about
challenge.
what that
Yeah.
is, and
Yeah.
then we can have a better understanding on how to rebut each other. Because right now
Okay.
we're saying the same thing. The only thing it's like, I believe that you're saying we don't need to get any money at all. That's what I think you're saying.
No.
So
I don't believe in, like, you don't want to change the current. You believe that the current system as it exists now is okay, and I don't. I think that's what it boils down to me.
So
I
do we
don't.
need to change the system first or get the money first?
Change the system.
And how you going to go about
Or
doing that?
at the very least, an economic. That's why I said three things: economic philosophy, economic system, or economic practice. At the very least, a different economic philosophy. We can't say get the money, put it back in the system. That ain't gonna work. Get the money, put it back in the system. We have to have at least a different economic philosophy. Get the money and we're gonna do this. As a people. The only option ain't, well, get the money, do what the fuck you want to do. Shit, that ain't no shit. I mean, I believe it gotta be something better than that.
Hey, I'm gonna have to jump down because I need to spend some time with my daughter before she goes to bed.
Yeah. And
right,
I'm
for a
past my
minute.
time too. Oh, I love you guys, man.
Yeah,
And
we've
I'm
been on
past
here
my
for a
time too, man.
minute.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
so
right, peace to y'all,
hey,
brother.
hey, we'll have to
What?
see everybody on Saturday. Nature Mom gonna do.
Shout out to my boy Wayne in the chat, man. Wish you could have came up.
Oh shit, I could have. Oh, that's him.
Despicable Black King. That's his name on
Oh,
there.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. Shouts
damn,
out,
man.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
shouts out. Next
yeah,
time,
I
definitely
got
hit the
like
link.
I got like 10 people calling me now. I'm gonna have to get down. I'll get up with you guys.
All right,
Yo,
man.
man,
Peace.
Okay,
definitely.
okay.
All right, Trev, peace,
All
Trev.
right, peace.
Yeah, and I gotta get
All
out,
right.
man. Like always, and MD, that's a great assignment.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, look up what does reparations mean to me. How I would like to see that thing distributed. That is a wonderful assignment, and I encourage other people out there check that out. That's a great MD laid a great challenge, a great assignment. Exactly what is because we all. I think most of us want reparations. Shit, I know I do. But what does that look like in this current system, or even in your ideal system? I appreciate that with MD, and I am gonna look that up. And I'm looking forward to Saturday, man. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I know you always bring. Yeah, you bring your shit now.
he do.
You bring the smoke. So I'm looking forward to Saturday. Son,
Yeah, man.
man, love you, bro.
All
Like
right, man.
always, man. You know how we do our thing, man. I think I had the horns and the tail today.
Hey, you know.
I was
I mean, you know, we go we'll probably do another show before Saturday, but definitely Saturday.
indeed. Hell yeah.
We're
Hell
gonna
yeah.
have Nature Mom because you know Nature Mom, she kind of in the middle with this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So I want to, but she said it sounds like some of the cities that existed before, and Angel said it. MD said it. So yeah, take that challenge, Yanga. I'm gonna take the challenge myself, and we gonna come
Yeah,
back
yeah.
here on Saturday. But I'm gonna try to do a show maybe before then. I don't know. Today is what?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
might.
today's only Tuesday. Absolutely.
Yeah, and shout out to
Absolutely.
Blue. He's doing a live right now. Shout out to Blue.
See that? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, shout out to the blue. That's why we need to keep. I keep telling how many minutes we went on. I'm gonna start being the timekeeper,
Yeah,
brother.
man. We on 2
Because
hours,
you
man.
ain't, man. You ain't, yeah, man.
I
You ain't
mean,
gonna do right.
I just no, man. I want to make All right, man. We out. Hey, MD, man. Be yourself out on that road, man. We will see you Saturday.
Definitely,
I
bro.
implore everybody to take that challenge MD put,
Hey,
man.
hey, what
Okay.
time you starting Saturday, Blackson?
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. I should be good. Yeah. Hopefully,
Okay.
I want to be home so I can be on my laptop. You know what I mean? So I can
Right.
screen share stuff.
Yeah, only because she's in Qatar. So we trying to, I'm trying to make it so it ain't too late for her. You know what
All
I'm
right,
saying?
cool. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, no problem, man. Yeah. Peace to everybody, man.
All
All
right.
right, man. Peace, man.
All right, yeah. We out.
We
Peace.
out. Peace.